Well, hello there. I know last night there was nothing but silence. Unfortunately, had a lot of stuff going on, getting ready to kind of spring clean the house. Next few days is that's what we're doing, reducing the clutter and reorganizing, and it's all kind of fun in a weird sort of way. But it'll be better in the end. Like I said, we'll have a better studio and better everything. Maybe less noise. We don't know. Ignore the Kleenex box behind me. I didn't notice it was still there. Well, we are in the middle of cleaning, so welcome to the cleaning room. Well, that's the way it goes, isn't it? Anyway, wisdom, angle of approach, of course, and we're still talking about that. We'll probably be talking about it for another few weeks. Yeah, it's kind of big, isn't it? What did you think of that raise example? Did that help you understand it a bit more? Well, again, people require the right angle of approach to get to what you wish to get to. That's the way this works. That's the way interconnected communication works. That's what you have every single time you communicate, regardless if you know that or not. So, what do we do now? Well, what we can do now is multiple different ways of figuring out angle of approach. We've talked about that a bit, but let's talk about it just a bit more. So let's say we'll do another example. Let's say you have this particular piece of equipment is no longer useful to you. You wish to sell it. Okay, that sounds great. Let's sell it. That should be easy. Take a few pictures, talk about it, put it on whatever service you wish, and off it goes, right? So 4 weeks later, it's still sitting there. You think, okay, wait a minute, let's rework that ad just a bit. They're good. That's going to be great. Another 3 weeks later, still sitting there. Well, this is getting annoying. I want to get it out of my place. It's big, it's bulky, it's not what I wanted and I thought I wanted, so I really should have thought more before I got more. And then you have almost an epiphany. Well, maybe I'm putting it in the wrong category, or I'm saying something that causes people not to look at it. I don't know. Oh, but you do. Actually, you do. Because on the next go, you look at your thing and you go, well, it's useful for this, so I'm going to talk about that. Just that. And that is an angle of approach. So let's say you're selling a great big old table. And you say, it's perfect for community dining. It seats 12. And sacrificing it for $300 worth $500 at least. Solid wood, well built. And you put up your ad and lo and behold, you sell the table. Somebody comes along and goes, hey, I'm looking for a community table. That's a good price. Really solid wood, if that's what it is. And I come out and I look at it and I like it. I'm walking off with it. What'd you do? You changed your angle of approach, didn't you? You decided to be specific instead of general. Table. That didn't go anywhere. Wood table. Still didn't go anywhere. But then when you started talking about what it could do, notice what changed. That's angle of approach. I know people use it every day and don't realize they're using it sometimes. Sometimes they spend a long time in that space of did not sell. So that's a good lesson. Let's leave it there. Let's get you connected to me in case you wish to, and that's Eric at starthealing.me. That's Eric at starthealing.me. starthealing.me. And one more time, Eric at starthealing.me. And you'll reach out to me and I'll send you a link and you can use that link to book a time and you can chat with me. Who knows? I may have an answer, part of your puzzle, lead you deeper into the place where you require to heal or to grow or to expand. Who knows? But it'll be a good chat nonetheless. Always come away with something useful, honest. And this one's without charge. Let's leave it there. Let's get on with this story. I mean, yeah, we have a hole in the universe, don't we? That sounds kind of tragic, but it leads to the right place, and a few of them fell in, and then now they've got the brakes on. And the lady, of course, didn't see that coming, but I mean, there are ways to make sure that, said objects fall through the hole. And that's exactly what's going to happen, said Douglas, who then came up with a very interesting way of dealing with them to get them to fall into said hole that the lady had created. It was fairly simple to Douglas. He just very simply increased the gravity on the hole. Yeah, I did it. More of them fell through. Not all of them. Some were still holding. Some were twittering about, we are the annihilators. We must annihilate, dot, dot, dot. We cannot fall through the hole of the universe. And yep, they were doing so. And eventually, amazingly, with multiple different things going on and people coming forward that hadn't talked before said, oh, gravity magic. That's our forte. Let's do that. And we'll call them the Three Toms. That works. Not in the way of a name, Tom, but Tom Tom. That's the things they use. Little kind of drums that you might call a tom tom. So the Three Toms pounded on their tom toms, creating gravity distortions that they sent outwards, and more of those wonderful misguided machines were falling into the hole. The lady did try to help them and reprogram them, but they only had one code, and whoever had built them had been annihilated by them, more than likely. It's a case of usually what happens when you create a doomsday machine. The first person that gets doomed is you. Isn't that interesting, said the lady. Eventually, all kind of 1.5 million of them falls through the hole and the hole seals and they're gone. Yay. Peace again for a little while. Minds are restored. Black holes are left in place. You never know when something else will try to come. Of course, it's going to at some point. The Three Toms go back to their house, and lady says she'll talk to them later, and I said, of course she will. And the mundane things start happening again, and the farmer, who had been waiting patiently for this latest invasion to be over, hopefully, without any annihilation of anything, which was good, now wished to talk to the lady about a little problem he was having. That, of course, maybe could be fixed by something else. He stated that some of his crops were growing very well and other crops were not growing at all, and some had completely died. Funny thing is, it's all in the same field. And so I wanted the lady or someone to come out and check that out. And at this moment, again, somebody from the interior of the city Said, hey, I can do that. That's what I do. I'm a gardener. Well, among many other things. Uh, Magic and gardening, that's me. So magic gardener, here we are. And they go, okay. So they go out with the lady because the lady wants to go and see too and realizes there's residual energies that are flowing through the field and that's what's causing the problem. The magical gardener or magic gardener, however you want to say him, he says, oh, I can fix that in a couple of days. I'll stay with them. Maybe I'll stay here. I like this garden thing. Wondered where I belonged on this world. This looks good. She said, good. You go ahead and do that, and I'll come back and have a yak with you at some point. Yes, that would be great. So the farmer is, you know, doing his thing, and the magical gardener is doing his thing. So that is all looked after, and the lady goes back to the city. And when she gets back there, there's a bit of a commotion going on, of course there is. It's around the trader who has ran out of something apparently that everybody wishes to get a hold of. The trader goes, I got a bit of an issue here. What? Well, one of my suppliers didn't come through and something that everybody was wishing for didn't happen. And some people are a little upset, mainly at me. Oh, what was that didn't come through? I was supposed to get a bunch of like different chocolate bars from different parts of Earth, and they were really looking forward to them. And that shipment, well, yeah, it's our next problem. I imagine we'll get here at some point. Yeah, uh, nuked our shipment. It's gone. Oh, that's not good. No. So what were you promising? Well, just a selection of Earth bars from different Earths. It sounded like a good deal. I got it for a good deal, and yeah, something blew it up at some point. We'll find out what that is eventually, the lady said. We always do. Um, True, the trader said, but at the moment I have some very unhappy people. Um, I require to do something about this. And she goes, oh, I can probably help you. Oh, in that infinite box of years, you have a few chocolate bars? Ah, a few. Yes, from a few different places, few different Earths. I also have a supplier that keeps me supplied, so that's not a problem. So she pulls out 30 of each kind, and he's sitting there. Oh man, you even got a Turkish delight, and oh my, yes, these are what I need. Thank you. What do you require? Well, she goes, really got a craving for and she sat there for a minute, and he goes, okay, tell me what that craving is. Oh yes, just give me a minute. And she goes, it sounds strange, but she said, there's this little place and it makes chicken, I'll mention its name because that, isn't necessary. I think you know which one I mean. Crunch, crunch, yum, yum. Oh, yeah. You want, how many of those do you want? I can get you about 5 buckets. You can stick them in those things and crunch on them whenever you like. Yeah, that sounds about right. Chocolate bar? Oh my. Yes, that'll do it. Well, there's your chicken. Oh, yummy. One box disappeared, two, but the other one was disappearing in another way. Well, let's leave it there. Hey, I didn't end on a battle. Ended on a snack. Somewhat better. Let's have a blessing. They give you the blessing of joy and peace and hope and ingenuity, insights and answers, creativity, invention, and tinkering, of course, and hope wrapped in that, of course. Whatever that paintbrush wishes to paint for you in God's hand. According to his will and wish, according to your will and wish, it can be. Let's have a prayer. We come before you, O Father, and we just lift this whole thing to you. We know that things keep coming. Yes, they do. Little problems, big problems, chocolate bar problems. Eh? Push that energy back, give them a chance to really get to connect to you. I'll leave it in that space where they can just have those moments with you in courage and strength and grace and mercy. And so we say thankful, grateful, gratitude, thankful, grateful, gratitude, thankful, grateful, gratitude, standing in awe and honor, respect, allowing all glory to flow, Father, Spirit, Son. This is, and this is, amen. So rest well, wake well, and know that your path is well lit by God. Blessings.